Bhagawan reveals that there is an X factor, a secret ingredient that is required, and that X factor is in our own lives. With so many facilities, what can be achieved? Make no mistake, if you're here listening to a conversation on spirituality, that means that you can do it. This is the core message of the Bhagavad Gita. And where there is sincerity and Shraddha, great things can happen. Anyone who studies the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan desires for them success. Not some success, not partial success, but complete success. Such success that once it is gained, the student has no more desires left, nothing else that's left to gain. This is why, when talking about Karma Yoga in this chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan instructs Arjuna to know himself. He gives him the secrets of excellence. He provides him with the laws of manifestation. He teaches him how to visualize. And these are all videos that we have made on themes in the Bhagavad Gita, which you can access if you click on the links below. But what if, despite undertaking all of these practices, despite trusting in the wisdom of the Shastras, despite undertaking our daily sadhana, despite building a community, a sangha of spiritualists, what if we still don't see benefits? Well, Bhagavan reveals that there is an X factor, a secret ingredient that is required in those cases. And that X factor is Shraddha. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavanto nasuyantaha muchyante tepi karmabhihi. Those men who constantly practice this teaching of mine, full of Shraddha and without cavilling, they too are freed from action. Now, Shraddha is a misrepresented term. In our culture today, we see it as blind faith. But the great philosopher Shankaracharya has given us a very beautiful definition of Shraddha. That by which one understands the exact message of the scriptures and advice of the teacher is called Shraddha by the wise. By that Shraddha alone does reality become manifestly clear. So Shraddha isn't blind faith. It is intelligently placing our trust in that which will get us where we need to get to. And Shraddha is something that we practice in our day-to-day lives. For example, if we have to go from Mumbai to Pune, we put our destination in the GPS. We trust that the GPS will take us to the right destination. We have Shraddha in the GPS. If instead of having Shraddha in the GPS, if instead of trusting the GPS, when the GPS says turn left, we decide, no, I'm not going to trust it, I'm going to turn right. Well, on the way from Mumbai to Pune, you can literally go off a cliff. And Bhagavan recognizes this danger and says, Ye tve tad bhayasuyantaha nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnana vimudham stan vidhi nashtana chetasaha. But those who carp at my teaching and do not practice it, deluded in all knowledge and devoid of discrimination, know them to be doomed to destruction. Now, whenever I want an example of Shraddha, I am reminded of the life of the great spiritualist A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who was the founder of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada was born as Abhay Charan De in Calcutta at the end of the 19th century. At the age of 26, he met his guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Barely had Srila Prabhupada risen from touching the feet of his guru, that Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur looked him in the eye and said, "You are a young, educated man. You should spread the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the West." This one instruction that his guru had given him at the age of 26, Srila Prabhupada nurtured for years and decades thereafter. Even though he was a family man, fully engaged in raising his family, he never lost his Shraddha in the instruction of his guru. In his 60s, once the family had been settled, once all his responsibilities had been completed, Srila Prabhupada sought sannyas. And having received this sannyas in his 60s, started to write a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam to be able to take to the West. Alongside this, he undertook a relentless pursuit for sponsorship, not just to print those Bhagavatam books that he was writing, but to then secure passage, to secure travel to America. Going through various challenges, he finally secured a place on a cargo ship, not even a passenger ship, on a cargo ship called Jaladuta at the age of 69. In this advanced age, where most of us are retired, Srila Prabhupada ventured to the West, to a place he had never been, simply trusting, simply placing his Shraddha in the words of his Guru. On his way, the Jaladuta, the boat he was in, was tossed here and there by an endless number of sea storms. During this time, Srila Prabhupada, who wasn't used to this form of travel, suffered 2 consecutive heart attacks. When the ship seemed to be at the mercy of the seas, when all was on the verge of being lost, Srila Prabhupada not once wavered in his Shraddha in Bhagavan. Full of physical weakness, his hands found his prayer beads. And on those prayer beads, slowly but resolutely, he chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, placing his Shraddha in the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And quietly and feebly, he continued this meditation despite 2 heart attacks at this advanced stage, until in his sleep he dreamt that he was in a boat and he was being rowed across the waters by Bhagawan Sri Krishna himself to an unknown land. That's when he knew that he would get to the other side. When he landed in Boston in the US, he had no money on him except for the $20 that he had earned by selling a set of his Bhagavatam books to the captain of the boat. And with those $20, he set off towards Pennsylvania, towards his host in the US. He went to the US with no money, with no contacts, with no real prospects if you think about it, but simply Shraddha in the words of his Guru, in the power of Bhagavan. And look where that Shraddha has got us today. Today, ISKCON is a global organization that is at the forefront of spreading the message of Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and distributing the greatness of Bhagawan Sri Krishna through the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Some may think, listening to this story, oh well, it's all great for Srila Prabhupada. But what about me? Bhagavan acknowledges that not all of us might have this great capability. Sadrusham cheshtate swasyaha prakruter jnanavanapi prakrutim yanti bhutani nigruhaf kim karishyati. Even a wise man acts in accordance with his own nature. Beings will follow their own nature. What can restraint do? So if we don't have a natural proclivity towards meditation, what do we do? The answer is given by Bhagavan himself. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavahaha. Better is one's own duty, though devoid of merit, than the duty of another well discharged. Better is death in one's own duty. The duty of another is fraught with fear. Our nature, even if it be limited, contains a secret. That secret is that our path, our dharma, is our arrangement for progress. Even if we can't meditate, even though we might not have as much Shraddha as Srila Prabhupada, there's something or the other that we can do. If we can't meditate, we can light a lamp. If we can't light a lamp, we can look at the image of the Lord. If we can't look at the image of the Lord, we can close our eyes and have at least 1 minute's worth of conversation with the divine so that we connect to Him. Make no mistake, if you're here listening to a conversation on spirituality and have any spiritual aspiration, that means that you can do it. This is the core message of the Bhagavad Gita. No one is too fallen. Everyone has every opportunity to make progress. Bhagavan doesn't look at what we do. He looks at the sincerity of our effort, even if those efforts are small. And where there is sincerity and Shraddha, great things can happen. If Shraddha can take Srila Prabhupada from India to the US with no connection or no money, then imagine in our own lives, with so many facilities that we have, what can be achieved. In fact, this entire channel, this entire effort is based purely on Shraddha. And as we progress, more and more opportunities come. As we produce more videos, more and more people are coming. And for that, I have to thank you. Thank you for sharing this video and encouraging others to come. And if you haven't already, then please do subscribe to our channel. This takes very little effort on your side, but makes a world of a difference to us. I hope today's message on Shraddha resonates in you. I hope you nurture it in your heart and that it starts to guide you on this incredible divine path as outlined by Bhagavan in the Bhagavad Gita. My name is Om Dhumatkar, and I'll see you again very soon with more wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita. Namaste.